So I'm going to present InfoTabs, Inference on Tables and Semi-Structured Data. This is a joint work with Mehta Pega Noket and Vivek Shikumar from University of Utah. So what is InfoTabs? InfoTabs is a new natural language inference dataset where we study the problem of reasonings about semi-structured heterogeneous data. In InfoTabs, the premises are info boxes and hypotheses are human written sentences. The task is given the premise table, we have to determine whether the hypothesis sentence is true, false, or undetermined. So let's assume there's a assertion both men and women compete in the sport of dressage. As you can see from the table in the right, this sentence is true because mixed gender is yes. Let's consider another assertion. The same dressage athlete can participate in both individual and team events. Here also, looking at the dressage premise table, we can see it's not clear from the table whether same individual can participate in both team and international level. Now, the third assertion, FEI governs dressage only in the US. From the table, we can see there is two information which contradict this. One, dressage is an international, have international federation, and secondly, it's played worldwide. Now we have introduced, let's talk about reasonings in our InfoTabs tables. So why we create a new data set? Because the existing data set such as SLI has single sentence caption as a premise. MLI tried to overcome some of the problems. So SLI by having diverse domain, but this is still single sentences with very limited reasonings, no multi-hop. So in this InfoTabs, we have tables as a premise. So tables are semi-structured and require complex reasonings. In InfoTab, the assertion to establish whether it's true or false, we require composition of multiple types of inferences. We also need to combine information across multiple rows and also use common sense and world knowledge in many cases. For example, in the dressage example, where both men and women can play in the sport of dressage, we need to understand from the dressage table, the premise table, that mixed gender means both men and women, and we also need to know that dressage is a sport from all the keys in the table. Now we have talked about the reasoning of the table. Let's look how we created the data set, what's the annotation process, and also about the artifacts in the data set. So InfoTabs annotation was simple. We first choose most common domains of Wikipedia categories, basically people, album, country, city, etc. We take the most viewed Wikipedia info boxes from these tables. We do a bit of pre-processing where we remove non-textual content like image, corresponding captions, references, subscripts, superscripts, etc. We also split very large table into smaller tables for better annotation. Now we move on to annotation process where we give each table to a annotator and ask them to write 3 sentences, which one is true, one is false, and one cannot be determined. Once we have all the hypotheses of the table, we also do a verification part where we take some of the tables and corresponding hypotheses, basically table example pairs, and ask 5 annotators whether this pair is actually entail, contradict, or neutral. So we did this verification for the development and the test set. Generally, in NLI, we have been seeing that most of the dataset are prone to learning spurious patterns. So models trained on these datasets are prone to learning spurious patterns, which is called artifact. For example, like if a dataset has lots of not and no correlation of the hypothesis with contradiction, then the model will easily pick the contradiction label without any reasoning. So we can say these models can predict the correct label even with incomplete or noisy input. One way to check this is basically building a hypothesis bias baseline, where the classifiers are just trained on the hypothesis only, and we see a good high accuracy without even looking at the premise or doing any reasoning. To overcome this hypothesis bias problem, we come with multiple test bits instead of single threaded. These test bits are not just random subsets of the table of the data set, but have very controlled and subtle differences from each other. In our case, we have 3 such baseline. One is alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3. 3 such sets. In alpha 1, they have very similar lexical makeup with the hypothesis, and the domain of the premise are also very similar to the training set. In alpha 2, the domain is similar to alpha 1, which is similar to a training set, but the hypothesis has very controlled differences. Particularly, we make minimum changes so that entail become contradict and vice versa. Here, the neutrals remain the same. In alpha 3, we also change the domain from the training set, but the overall type of reasoning is similar in both alpha 1, alpha 2, and alpha 3. Overall, in our training set, we have around 16.5K pairs with around 2000 tables. For all the for dev and all the test bits, we have 200 tables, each having 9 sentences, so relating to 1800 examples. We also obtain a high inter agreement in a verification experiments. Reasoning in InfoTabs. Now we have looked at the annotation and artifact problem. Let's look what kind of reasonings present in the InfoTabs. What are their types and how much reasonings are present in InfoTabs data. Now to look at the reasonings in InfoTab, we basically adapted and look at reasoning definition from the glue. Many of the reasonings definitions are there in the glue, except some of the definition we need to invent because of the tabular premise. For example, when a hypothesis is using multiple rows, we call it a multi-row reasoning. One other is when it's using no reasoning and only just reiterating the fact in a row by converting into a sentence, we call it a simple lookup reasoning. And one other is when you use subjective or out of table information. When you use value proposition or not unknown information from the table, then it's called subjective out of table. Now we look at the types of reasonings which are present in InfoTabs. For doing that, we basically have 160 pairs from development and alpha 3, and we annotate them with the type of reasoning, 3 annotators, and we then take a consensus. First we see that there's diverse kind of reasonings present in both the development and alpha 3 sets. Although the distribution is different as expected because of different premise. Second, we see there's lots of world knowledge and common sense in the data set. Also, we see that the neutrals are more inclined to subjective and out of table, which is natural because it's easier to write a neutral statement by using value proposition about something or using a out of table information. Now we have looked at the reasonings in the InfoTab. Let's look how existing models do on a challenging data set InfoTabs. Now, before even moving with models which take the premise also has the input, let's check some hypothesis bias baseline for artifacts. We have 3 here hypothesis bias baseline. One is we completely ignore the premise, only hypothesis. One, we have a dummy premise which is universal true, to be or not to be. Another is we have a swap premise where we swap tables across tables. Here the structure of the table and and all the tables in the training set are seen at least by the training model. However, they are not aligned or with the correct hypothesis. Here we see we use RoBERTa for all our experiment, and we can see that these BERT class models are very good at picking artifacts. So we observe 60% accuracy and around 44-45% accuracy on alpha 2 and alpha 3. We also observe that the artifact is not similar across all test bits, especially for alpha 2 and alpha 3. The artifacts are much lesser. There is a 12% gap. Artifacts in the training data do not go equally well on all the test bits. So our hypothesis of having multiple sets is important. Now we look at how we can use the whole premise and do experiment. The major problem here is how do we represent a table and use with the existing models which are all raw text based. So we have 3 approaches to convert this table into sentence or raw text based. One is we convert the whole table into a paragraph. Now each row here will be converted into a sentence using a simple template. For example, in the dressage table for the key equipment, we can write the equipment of dressage are horse, appropriate horse track. Now, once we have also seen that many of the current NLI dataset and models assume that the premise is single sentence. Now to incorporate that, we calculate the most similar sentence from the paragraphs with the hypothesis and use that as a premise. Here we use word mover distance for calculating similarity. The third and the last is basically we use a TabFact kind of baseline where there is very minimal structure. We forgot about the sentence structure. We just use key value pair of the table and represent that. Here we separate key and value by colon, multiple values by comma, and different rows or sequence by semicolon. Now look at the performance on the InfoTabs model. So we can see that the hypothesis baselines is much lesser than the training with the full premise in all, even with single sentence, para, and all those sort of TabFact. Here we observe a roughly of 10-14% with the best model, which is the TabFact and the para. We also see that full premise is much better than a single sentence because of multiple reasons. There is also a slight improvement by using the TabFact or the structure kind of premise, but it's very minimum and only around 1.3%, which is there in the dev and the alpha 1. We also observe that although there was an improvement over the hypothesis only baseline, there is a still gap between the human level performance, which is 81 for development and alpha 3 set and 84 for the alpha 1 alpha 2 set. So what does our experiment tell us? First is we should always use hypothesis bias baselines instead of just using majority and random baseline. Secondly, we should have multiple test bits instead of single test bits, because it will be help us in analyzing the data set well and also the spurious artifacts in the data set. Third, we observe that encoding table or semi-structured data is not an easy task. This is still an open problem, how to well efficiently encode a table. Fourth, we see that the reasoning and the inferences are not equally good amongst test bits, and they are harder for alpha 2 and alpha 3 threads. So overall, the reasonings in the InfoTab dataset are pretty hard and complex compared to simple sentence-based datasets. Fifth, we see the InfoTab is a very challenging dataset and could be used by the community to improve models and representation over semi-structured things. Final word, takeaway, we have a new data set InfoTest, which is heterogeneous semi-structured premise and its natural language hypothesis. We have multiple test sets which pose different level of difficulties and avoid spurious patterns. So if a model has to do, it has to do well on all the test sets. There's inference challenges with the data set because existing state-of-art BERT kind of model is far away from the human performance. Fourth, we encourage the community to work on our InfoTab data set and build new models and new representation that can handle the semi-structured information. You can browse the data, explore, download an associated script from the infotab.github.io. I thank you for listening to this talk. Please join me at the QA session. I will be more than happy to answer all your queries. Thanks a lot.